Yoo-hoo! Hello, beautiful ones, and welcome to our first ever Pleasure Queen Festival. Yes, we are here to honor the goddesses, and I'm going to I want to readjust my screen a little bit. Just because I'm a pleasure queen, and I want to see pleasurable things behind me as well as in front of me, and I'm seeing your beautiful faces. So welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. This is such a beautiful start to something that is going to grow into in-person events, retreats, other festivals, workshops. And it all begins right here today, Friday the 13th, which is the day sacred to the goddess. Hello, like I couldn't have asked for a more magical day to gather all of us together to initiate this very potent feminine archetypal energy and initiating this big event and this entire collective that we are creating together, my beautiful creatrixes. So I think before we really jump into anything, I really want to remind you that this is your time and let's make it sacred. We're going to be together today for an hour and a half, and I want you to soak in every piece, every initiation, every ritual, so you can leave here today feeling better than when you came in the door. And I did send out a piece that I wrote on my blog about just imagining all of us here in a beautiful villa in Tuscany. And we're all dressed in our finery and we're adorning ourselves, laughing, enjoying each other's company. So that is the spirit of this. We're bringing heaven to earth. We are bringing this ethereal kind of out there cosmic beauty down to earth through our bodies. Especially today, we're going to talk a lot about embodying the goddess, embodying these archetypes. So here's our agenda for the day. And then after I run through this, then we will begin our introductions. So we will do a beautiful ritual to open the sacred space and our pleasure vortex and anoint ourselves as queen. So you'll need your favorite essential oil. I have neroli. That's my signature go-to oil. If you want to, in the comments, tell me what oil you're using today, if you brought one, and a candle. So I decided to use this beautiful purple candle in my abalone shell. Purple is the crown chakra and also the color of the queen, right? It's that regal, it's a very traditional color of royalty, right? And then if you have a crown, have that on hand because we're going to crown ourselves and take the pleasure queen vow. Okay. So after that ceremony and taking the vow, I'm going to present our goddess council for the weekend. And, we're going to go into each one's sacred transmission and how they are important and why they're important to embody. Okay. And then we're going to do this oracular meditation to discover which goddess has claimed and embraced you for this weekend. And even if you work with other goddesses, this doesn't mean you're replacing any goddesses. This is just about what is the focus for the weekend and what is the particular medicine that the feminine is bringing you. So it'll be done in a little bit of an oracular game. So I think it'll be very potent and fun, which pleasure queens, we love fun, right? And after that, I will have some prompts and then we'll do breakout sessions where we can have little intimate tete-a-tetes with the other pleasure queens here. And my intention is to put you in groups of 3 and 4 into your breakout rooms to share the reflections from those prompts. Okay. Awesome. Are there any questions or thoughts before I go on? Nope. Okay. So I want to start with introductions, and I will begin by introducing me. I'm Chris Seraphine, and I'm a channel of the sacred feminine, as in I channel goddess energies and help other women to do the same. And I help them embody the codes, particularly of 6-dimensional goddess guides that you're going to meet today. I'm also an author, teacher, coach, copywriter, and leading archetypal strategist. And I've worked for some of the most recognizable brands in the world, such as E! Entertainment Television, Paramount Pictures, Disney, ABC, Perry Ellis, and Citrix Online. And of course, I'm also the founder of the Pleasure Queen Collective, which can be joined free on Facebook until I move it to another location. And also I am the creatrix of the Pleasure Queen 6-month immersion, where we dive so deep into what you're just getting a shimmer of this weekend. So in the 6-month immersion, you'll unleash your inner sensual goddess, embody riches, and live in alignment with the beautiful holy femme power within you. And we do this through initiations into the 6 higher dimensional divine feminine codes. And we're going to be talking about these after our ritual today. So it's a 6-month deep dive immersion for busy, overwhelmed, and pleasure-deprived women, so you can release yourself from old wounds, limiting beliefs, patriarchal paradigms, so that you can move into manifesting the big, luscious life that's soaked through and through with pleasure, that you love with feminine ease, confidence, and grace. That's what this is all about. What I'm really here on the planet to do is revolutionize the feminine face in all places of power, right? To bring the entire divine feminine into business, into government, into schools, where we can make these sweeping changes to bring about the healing that this planet really needs. Because I know that when we embody our sacred work in the world, we carry so much illumination to help others find the way to their own holy feminine power. All right. Yes, let's do this. All right. Okay, so the next introduction, I am going to introduce Yael Wolfe. I met Yael about 9 years ago, maybe more, when she took a business and pleasure course with me. And we've had a love affair with each other's work ever since then. She's helped me write copy for my newsletter and is also my erotica writing coach. Yael is a writer, artist, and photographer whose work is an exploration of what it means to be a woman in the world that has forgotten the feminine. She is the creatrix behind the photographic journey Rising and the author of Paris, My Love. She's also the wolf behind Howl, which is her temple space and artistic celebration of female sexuality. That place is amazing. You can find her on Medium as well, and we will send out emails with Yael's information so you can connect with her and meet with her. And next, I want to introduce my beloved Shirley Ann Aphrodite, who I bow to. I met her 4 years ago when I think the universe put some beautiful synchronicity magic together, where she found a blog that I wrote about one of my clients named Helen, who I helped her rebrand herself and her business using the goddess Aphrodite archetype. It was one of my early clients. So this was probably about 10 years ago. So when Shirley Ann Aphrodite read this, she immediately reached out. She joined one of my programs too, because she always felt in her bones that there was another way to do business that had nothing to do with the hustling and doing what the man says you're supposed to do. until you burn out and become a wilted husk of yourself, right? She knew that there was another way, that there's a way where everything had to do with bringing in the feminine with all of her beauty and power and sensuality. And so here we are. Shirley Ann also helped me rebrand as this pleasure pussy priestess that I'm sure you've seen some of the photography, and we're really just beginning. And she's just absolutely, again, like Yael, brilliant, talented, so much skill and expertise, and a lot of life and work experience. So Shirley Ann is a muse, artist, and designer, and all of her work is devoted to living life romantically, artistically, and beautifully. She truly believes with all of her heart that romance is the answer to all of life's problems. Hell yeah. When people are in love, and it really doesn't matter who or what they are in love with, there's more joy, a deeper appreciation for life, the desire to savor every moment, to worship at the altar of beauty, and to cultivate a rich inner world where we are goddesses walking the earth. This is how we become invincible and irresistible, magnetic to our desires, powerful and magnificent. Yeah. These are the women I get to work with, and I'm so honored. They are guest teachers in the 6-month Pleasure Queen immersion, of course. And again, I just couldn't be more honored and pleasured that they said yes, yes, yes. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of yes going on here today. Lots of orgasmic waves of joy that we're all here together. Okay. Before I move on, any thoughts or questions? Because they're beautiful goddesses. So they will be introducing themselves tomorrow and Sunday. So just a little preview. I'm gonna have a sip of water here. In my beautiful goblet, my mom bought me these, and they're actually rimmed in platinum, actual platinum. I'm like, Again, all these things conspire to bring out our own beauty, right? Absolutely. So we have Yael Wolfe tomorrow with the sacred magic work of the Dark Goddess. And on Sunday, we will have the beautiful Shirley Ann Aphrodite bringing to life Aphrodite herself. No one can do that better than her. So again, thank you, both of my beautiful ladies, for just saying yes, being here, bringing so much light and love to the planet. I could gush and gush. Let me open the chat. Okay, Shirley Ann Aphrodite. Oh, your oil, you have rose, gardenia, and peony. Did you make that blend, or did you find it already blended? You made it. Oh, gosh. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. Well, now I would love for us to begin our anointing ceremony and take the Pleasure Queen vow together. So this is the time when we are taking all of our energies and creating this sacred space right here, right now, opening up this portal, this pleasure vortex to come in. So if you haven't lit your candle yet, go ahead and light your candle. It is through the divine pleasure of the 7th dimension pleasure queen to enter our space. It is through our 7th chakra, our crown chakra, right here at the top of our heads, that our divine sovereignty shines through and enters our body. We ask that this happen now with gentleness, ease, and grace. We call to you, O Queen, holy divine pleasure itself. We anchor your energy into the space for protection and for awakening of sacred pleasure. We are here, we are ready to receive. And now go ahead and pick up your essential oil. And again, if you don't have an oil with you, use the beautiful energy of your hands and your fingers, or you could use water, whatever you have on hand. So a little of the essential oil, rub your palms together and just inhale. Roll. So definitely touch your crown of your head. You can sweep your hands all the way over and down your shoulders and your back. Anoint your third eye. We're making just claiming these places on our body as sacred. We're receiving, right? And you can feel free to touch other parts of your body that you're drawn to. So go ahead and close your eyes, and I want you to spend a moment allowing these energies to cascade down from the top of your head, which is where the crown chakra is. It's the light version of your sovereign crown self. With each breath, expand and relax. Expand your energy and relax and flow into that expansion. Just let everything go, just completely release. And take deep breaths down deep into the bowl of your pelvis. You could even put your hands onto your lower belly right now, creating energy and attention there. Allow the energy to run down your legs, down your feet, and into the earth. Feel your connection to Earth, our mother, who provides pleasure to each of our senses, who eases our pain and worry. She who unconditionally loves us even when we fill ourselves and her with trash, negativity, and toxicity. She who nourishes us so that we can do our sacred work here in the world. Feeling that flow, expanding, relaxing, melting. And wherever you are right now, reach down and touch the earth and send your blessings of love and gratitude. And take your hands and place them again on the crown of your head, fusing this earth star energy with your soul star crown energy. And again, just allowing your whole body to be graced and blessed with this energy. This awakens that inner plane pleasure queen who resides here. So the pleasure queen is a seventh dimensional being who is made up of a light council of feminine elders and goddesses who wish to work with us on the earth to bring healing and light for everyone to rise into grace, beauty, and love. Okay. So if you have a crown, bring that now. If you're already wearing your crown, it's fine. And if you don't have one with you, you can imagine that you're putting a crown on your head. So I want you to just not look at me or any of the other participants. I want you to look directly at your own image. Just look at your own image and lift your hands and lift your crown. So it's a symbolic gesture. Even if you have a crown on, place it on your head. Yes, 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 yes. This is such a highly symbolic action, so you could take your hands down. It's a potent symbolic action that I encourage you to do each morning, even while looking at yourself in the mirror as you're getting ready. You can just have a crown there, or a few different ones, tiaras, whatever you want to use. It could be flowers. It could be, again, the invisible crown, just the act of going, I am queen. And it does, it makes sure you stand differently. You move your body differently, right? Immediately you're like, oh, your head's held high. And they, in Indian temple dance, we call this the Varanasi, where it's the chin is slightly even like you're smelling a rose. Everything has this lifted sense, right? Really important. Again, if we're embodying Aphrodite, Lilith, any goddess, Isis, that's what it's supposed to feel like. So it's such, again, it's this beautiful, very simple symbolic action that you can do at any time that you feel, okay, I'm about to go into this meeting. I'm about to talk to my child, I'm about to talk to my boyfriend who's just acting like a total pisser. I'm not going to go in as the princess. I'm going in as the queen. Yeah, right. Okay. You get it. You ladies know exactly what I'm talking about. So just spend another few moments really admiring yourself. Just kind of, looking at yourself and going, wow, seeing your beauty. And take deep breaths like you're breathing it in, breathing in the image of you. Really see yourself, right? See yourself. Gaze into your own eyes. And now we're just, all of us are on the screen together. And I want you to take time to look at the other beautiful pleasure queens here. And just taking time to soak in their beauty. Feeling that reverence, that depth, that each woman, it's her birthright that she carries with her. God, I want to cry. Looking at you guys, you all look so beautiful. I'm like, oh my God. Gorgeous. And appreciating every aspect of their face, their hair, their cheekbones, the brightness of their eyes. It's such an honoring and a reverence. Excuse me. Is that the getting verklempt cough? So I just want to say that each of you here, whether you're watching the replay or here live, it doesn't matter. We're flowing this love and this energy to you too. I'll fix it up a little bit here. Okay. Whew. I wasn't expecting that to be so moving. And this is what it means to be a channel. Was that my idea to do this? I don't know. But when we allow beauty and pleasure to just take us over, that's how we touch people. And we don't even plan to touch them. Yes, sisters, my sisters. Yep. Oh my God, I'm getting chills. We feel each other. We're feeling it. Okay. So I now want us to all together take the pleasure queen vow. So how we're going to do this is I'm going to read each line. So you simply listen and then repeat after me. So I'm going to say it once, you repeat. I'll say it a second time and then we'll repeat. So I think it feels good to say it 2 times each. All right. My poor little finger. Okay. And you can close your eyes because you're just listening to me. From this day forth, I vow to embody. From this day forth, I vow to embody and reflect the divine power of the pleasure queen. And reflect the divine power of the pleasure queen. I promise to remember who I truly am. I promise to remember who I truly am. that I am adorned with pure luminous fire and grace of the goddess. That I'm adorned with pure luminous fire and grace of the goddess. And I hereby make these sacred decrees. I am the power of the pleasure queen flowing through me. I am the power of the pleasure queen flowing through me. I am abundance in all its forms. I am abundance in all its forms. I honor my worth and my desires. I honor my worth and my desires. With every thought, I send love, prosperity, and riches into every cell of my being. With every thought, I send love, prosperity, and riches into every cell of my being. I am divine sensuality. I am divine sensuality. I love my body and allow it to receive and give pleasure freely and frequently. I love my body and allow it to receive and give pleasure freely and frequently. I am a leader of sacred feminine light and beauty. I am a leader of sacred feminine light and beauty. How does that feel? Let me know in the chat how you're feeling, how you're doing, and if there are any questions or comments before we move on. Actually, I'm going to unmute everybody. Feels beautiful and empowering. Let's see. How do I unmute everybody? Oh, ask all to unmute. Okay, I see how that works. Okay, on this journey, I'd love to hear a little bit more about how it's going for you.
I just feel very calm and grounded right now, and very just connected, kind of connected to the earth, the divine mother love that I sense in the earth. It feels very good.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do. I feel like, you know, even in your photography, there's so many beautiful photos of you in nature. You are such an earth goddess. And I feel fire too, a lot of fire, but a lot of earth too.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate. You're so grounded and have this beautiful presence that you really, I feel like you've helped me and you've helped so many women come into this seeing themselves and their body in a new way. And it feels grounded. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Miss Shirley Ann Aphrodite, do you have any words you'd like to share with us?
There's nothing like sisterhood, the gathering, the connectedness, the love. There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
yeah, it's a place of replenishment.
Yes.
So we go back into the world with that fortification.
Yes.
Ah, yes, yes, indeed. And Shirley Ann Aphrodite, you have a beautiful transmission, and like beautiful Yael, I feel like you're so grounded, and yet at the same time, I just feel like you are water, and this sense of magic. Like, I feel like if I were to follow you, that wherever you step, roses would pop out, and fountains and vineyards would just kind of grow up around you. Like, I just feel like you have this special magic. So thank you for bringing it with us today. I love it. Thank you for sharing, both of
Thank you
you.
for creating this gathering. I feel anyone who joins us, we've created this energy, this potent cocoon of love and adoration for each other. And it's my wish that anyone who joins feels what we've already felt throughout the years that we've been together.
Yes, indeed. So we're going to do an oracle game. And part of this oracle game is to discover which goddess of the 6-member council is embracing you and claiming you, in a sense, for the weekend. And I feel like, once we really begin to embody the goddess codes, that we exit these old paradigms where, first of all, we are not only expected to work and make money, because that's how one contributes in the world, but we also have to make sure everybody else is taken care of first, right? There are these old paradigms, old beliefs that we need to break out of. Always putting others before yourself. That's a big one that I know so many of us do. And then, years later, we go, wow, where am I? What happened to me? What happened to what I've been desiring and calling in? There's something about this over mothering that does keep us in this patriarchal grind. And, I find even sometimes at work, I'm bringing that mother archetype. No, that's not where it's supposed to be. My mother archetype is supposed to be when my child needs me, or, there's nurturing without having to overgive, right? But there's this, just insidious energy and belief that if we don't focus on the masculine and what he desires and what he wants, now this is the wounded masculine, I'm not talking about the divine masculine. It's like, listening to the wrong song over and over again, to the point where it's like a record, a groove in a record, that you just forget who you are, forget your birthright for pleasure. You forget the sacredness of life. And this does not serve men or women or any gender. That does not serve the earth. So we want to break free of all this and remember we are the divine source of all abundance. It all comes from us when we remember that we are divine, that we are holy, and in this context, that we are the divine holy feminine, here to express beauty, express love, express creativity. And nurturing is definitely a part of that. it's just this, again, the opposite of nurturing is depleting, right? Raping, taking advantage of. So all of this, when we look at it as a mirror for how we are walking through the world, we can see how many of these old habits and paradigms, how they definitely do not serve us, and they really do hurt us. And that's the cycle that we are trying to break free of and to unlearn through being together today, through the 6-month Pleasure Queen immersion, or whatever it is that you do day to day in your rituals, like doing a self-crowning ceremony and eye gazing, looking at your beauty, gathering with your sisterhood. And these are all things that we need, like desperately. And, you know, we find a lot of excuses not to show up. How are you showing up for yourself? How are you showing up for your sisterhood? How are you showing up for the earth? So maybe that goes beyond pleasure to a sense of obligation. And I feel like queens, again, remember the queen, she knows that her obligation is to uphold the vision of what she desires, because she knows that's going to breathe life into everything. It's going to give life to her children, her work, her colleagues, her friends, her partners. So it really is the unselfish way to be. This love of self, right? What else do I have to say about this? I'm going to talk more about this when we get into the Aphrodite segment and the Aphrodite codes on Sunday, but really this fear of pleasure and fear of desire that also pervades. And again, this work will help us move through that, because I need it. I mean, I'm going to be doing, you know, this pleasure queen whole matrix of the world, of this etheric realm, probably for the rest of my life. And I know because I need to. And, you know, my beautiful co-creatrixes, Yael and Shirley Ann Aphrodite, that's what we're here for. We are here to hold this space for you. We are really powerful space holders. I did not choose princess women to help me create this, as you can tell. And there's nothing wrong with the princess. There's a time and a space for the maiden, and a time and space for the mother. But there is, and you know, we always talk about this trinity of goddesses, and a beautiful woman named Ava, who has a goddess temple in Orange County, and another colleague that I do work with, Dr. Myluna, they did a whole book, a whole series, a whole thing about there is a fourth archetype missing. It's like the maiden, mother, the crone. What about the queen? Because the queen is actually before the crone, in a sense. You know, we think of the queen years as like 45 to 65, and then the crone would be 65 and over. It's because the patriarchy and a lot of the world is very afraid of the queen, because she's strong. She holds the line. So we're going to hold the line for pleasure. We're going to hold the line for beauty, for love. And I think the more women that claim this, I could see us making a big difference. So that's what this is about. That's what we're seeding today. That's what we're creating. It's going to grow, and it's going to grow big and beautiful and lush. Okay. So, okay, we're going to play with oracles. So I have these oracle cards. Actually, I'm not going to look at which ones. I'm going to just kind of shuffle here. So I'm going to shuffle and then I'm going to pull one. And then what I want you to do is either type in the chat which number you choose. So I'm not even going to really know who this is either. Okay. So this is card number 1. So what I want you to do is maybe gaze at it for a minute and close your eyes and ask, is this my goddess? Okay. So you might be getting a maybe or yes or a no, and maybe just, maybe actually you could type it in or write down. If you don't want to type it in, you can write it down somewhere. Say what number 1 meant for you. Was it a yes, maybe, or a no? Okay. Oops. And then I should probably put number 1 so I remember. Okay, number 1 for me was maybe. Okay. Number 2. Yes, no, or maybe, what feels like. And that doesn't mean that this goddess is not a part of you, or they're all a part of us. It's just, we're just discerning, what do I need? What do I desire at this time? And who is the goddess that's going to get me there? Okay, number 3. I think I've got a yes for that one. Okay, number 4. And you might get yes to more than one and no to, if you do get yes to more than one, that's okay. Okay, is everybody ready to move on? Okay, number 5. Yes, no, or maybe. Number 3, you got a kinda. Number 4, you got a probably left. Yeah, we do. Okay. Oh, did I just type in number 4? That was number 5. Sorry, number 5, no. Okay, the 6th one. Yes, no, maybe, probably, possibly. How does this energy feel to you? What is this card saying to you? Do you desire what this card has? Do you desire what this energy is going to give to you? Maybe for number 6 for me. Okay. All right, so shall we reveal? I'm gonna make sure to write this down because again, I won't remember. So goddess one, number one. All right, let's see what we all answered. Okay, I got a one, I got a maybe. Yael got a maybe. Shirley Ann, did you remember which one you put for number one? Let me ask you guys to unmute. This will be fun to hear what everybody got. Do you remember what you wrote down for number
It
one?
was a no.
It was a no. Okay, so you might have answered yes to this goddess. If you have, your goddess is Lakshmi.
Mm.
So she is the member of the goddess council who is all about clarity and grounding in your abundance. She's also about sustainability. She's definitely about nurturing yourself, nurturing your finances, nurturing the home and beautifying the home. It is said in Hindu mythology and tradition that if you have a cluttered, messy house, Lakshmi will not enter. And we always want Lakshmi in the house.
Mm-hmm.
She's very much domestic, not domesticated, but she is definitely grounded in being wife, mother, partner, and if you call Lakshmi in, it could be specifically about starting a family, feeling more grounded in your relationship or your marriage. She's an amazing ally. Okay, so Lakshmi is goddess number one. Goddess number two. Let's see. I said no. Shirley Ann Aphrodite said a yes, and Yael said yes. So let's see who number two is. Ooh, number two is Isis. Divine, magical alchemy, sacred sexuality. Her name actually means throne. The version of her name that's Aset means throne. So her code is all about, it's, sovereignty in knowing there's a very powerful knowing that Isis gives us, which is, I am magical and I am magic pleasure. I forget what it says on this card. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. Mm-hmm. So where in your life do you feel like you need to come back to life? What has been lost? She's going to help you find it. She helped find all the scattered pieces of her husband, Osiris, and puts them back together. So she's going to help you find all of your pieces and come back to wholeness. She's a very, very special goddess. Isis, okay, powerful. Goddess number three. I kind of like this. Who's behind door number three? I said yes. Shirley Ann said no. I think you were a kinda. Yeah, you got kinda on number three. So let's see who number three is. Ooh, so there wasn't one of these cards for Pele. So Pele, she is a very fiery volcano goddess from the Polynesian islands. Mm. So she represents the creation, but also how to dance with anger. Mm. She's a lot about anger. And boy, I have a lot of anger and rage the past few days. I'm like, okay, I'm not surprised there was a big yes on this one, because I immediately felt like, yes, yes. And again, I'm going to reiterate that all the goddesses live within us more than even these six, obviously. But, Pele is also she is the creatrix of the hula dance. Mm-hmm. She's very much fertility and creation, but she doesn't ignore anger, and she doesn't think anger is a bad thing, which is something that is such a special, important lesson for women. Yes. And for everybody, I mean, not that I don't believe in anger management, but my way of managing anger has been to swallow it and laugh or cry. Oh, and what about anger? What as a medicine? If you chose number 3, do you need right now?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a breakthrough, right? It's a kind of a breakthrough. And to go, yeah, maybe those angry feelings feel scary and ugly, but look at on the other side of that, what that got me to. It got me out of stuckness. It got me out of depression sometimes, right?
Mhm.
Feeling
Mhm.
depressed. Oh, and then you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
Mhm. Mhm.
And you
Yeah.
break out of prison,
Yes.
get unstuck, and then you can feel pleasure again.
Yes.
Because the lack of pleasure is often that stagnation, that iciness, that not being able to receive, you're not open your heart.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think all of the goddesses in some way can help us empty out old junk and toxicity so that we can receive pleasure, receive what we desire. Okay, Pele, goddess number 3. Okay. Goddess number 4. Looks like I had a yes. Shirley Ann had a no, and 4 got a probably. Okay, let's see who's number 4. Ooh, Lalita. She is a Hindu goddess of definitely of pleasure and delight. She's definitely the bridge in Hindu traditions between the erotic and the spiritual. So she says sexuality is a spiritual practice. And here, playfulness is a spiritual practice. Laughter leads me back to the light. It's all about fun and delight and delighting in yourself, delighting in eating an orange, delighting in smelling your essential oils, delighting in feeling the touch of your child or your beloved, whatever it is. Everything is about the sacred senses. And if you can see her, she has a golden bow and arrows, and she has 5 arrows. Each one represents each of the 5 senses.
Mhm.
And the arrow is about the desire, shooting the desire of each sense out to where it needs to be. So I always think when we want to have a pleasure practice or any kind of a really good habit or something that we want to really embody, we use each of our senses to call that in.
Yes.
So if you want to be sovereign, maybe I want to look at a picture of Isis. I want to look at a picture. I want to feel the crown on my head.
Mhm.
I want to feel, I want to see, I
Mhm.
want to taste. What would you eat or drink to embody the sovereign?
Mhm.
So it's just these little small things that add up to
Yes.
what it is you truly are and what you are manifesting. So yeah, beautiful goddess. Okay, goddess number 5. We're almost to the end here. Lilith. Okay, I said no. Shirley Ann said no. I don't know if I see Yael's. Did
Oh,
you
is she
get a yes?
frozen?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Am I frozen?
Uh,
Mhm.
Okay, so I got kicked off for a moment
Mhm.
there and got frozen. And Lilith, I think, was making her presence known. She was
Yes.
making a very
Yes.
dramatic entrance, like,
Mhm.
you said no to me.
Yes.
I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
maybe I'm in denial, but
Mhm.
yeah, Lilith, whew, Lilith is a powerhouse. So she in mythology is Adam's first wife,
Mhm.
not made out of his body,
Mhm.
made completely separately and independently. And at some point, she's like, I don't want to be subservient to this doofus. And because of that, she's kind of considered the woman on top. And so a lot of it is, there's a lot of sexual thing, like she wanted to be equal to Adam. She saw herself as equal to Adam. It wasn't like she wanted to be, she was like, I am equal to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And when she wasn't acknowledged, my feeling is she left the building. She's like, up yours, I'm going to go do my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Lilith medicine is all about this uncompromising knowing that something is or is not right for you. And you feel it in your body. You're like, everything's screaming no. Why am I saying yes to this? You know? And she's reminding you, if you're getting a no,
It's a no.
walk away. It says, I am the voice of my body and soul. I choose the life I desire to live. So Lilith can be the medicine you need if you are in the wrong job that you need to let go of, the wrong relationship you need to let go of. If you are, I feel like Lilith is such a strong protectress, right? It's kind of like Kali.
Mm-hmm.
I have an amazing Kali painting that someone gave me. I might show that at some point. But I feel like Lilith and Kali, and even Pele, there's like a relation. These are what, you know, Lilith is a dark goddess. And we need the dark goddesses.
Yes.
Because they are the supreme protectors of women and children.
Yes.
The kind of love is fierce.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it can be scary.
Mm-hmm. It
can be, again, the sense of it's uncompromising. There's just no going back. And sometimes that kind of finality is like, whew, it can be extremely painful and also really empowering at the same time. And we need Lilith. We definitely need Lilith here. And write down Lilith. There's so much growth that comes out of that, which is also another reason why Lilith is also considered a fertility deity, because it's new life, new growth. You know, she's the one, you know, that many, you know, Kabbalist teachings say was the snake in the Garden of Eden. And she comes to Eve, taste the apple. You will know and see the truth.
Yes.
And she tells her the truth, and God is, you know, saying you're going to die, which maybe in a sense is a truth in a way. You know, we can't really say that's a lie, because she does die to her former self, Eve, when she eats the apple. But I feel like sometimes that truth is like kind of dangling there in the tree, like, here I am. And maybe it's through, you know, a hot man or a beautiful piece of jewelry, or look at that job, it's so much money. You know, we can be tempted by these things so that we can learn these deep lessons to unfold, right? Unfold our true selves. What were you going to say?
So that we can be naked to our truth.
Yes.
So that we can be naked, uncovered.
Yes.
Beautiful. All right. So let us see who is, okay, Goddess 6. Let me look at the chat. We have a no, I have a maybe.
I had a no, then it became a maybe. I don't know.
How about you, Yael? What was number 6 for you?
I had a maybe on that one.
Okay, so Aphrodite is number 6. So I kind of take that as we've really already embodied Aphrodite energy. If I feel like or she wants to take a back seat right now for you and say, hey, maybe there's someone else to play with right now. If you got a big yes for Aphrodite, hallelujah, she is one of the most powerful goddesses. She is an initiatrix. She's not the fluffy showgirl, pretty roses and all of that. She is the power of desire itself. She is who we are before the world tells us who we're supposed to be. She is the most primary of all the goddesses. I mean, we know that the roots of Aphrodite and the roots of Isis, the roots of Venus, all of these powerful love goddesses, they really are these initiators. They're creatrixes. They are with us as guardians throughout our entire lives. We are, Aphrodite and Mother Mary and Isis, very, very connected. I feel like there's other goddesses that want to come in now because I'm a channeler and they're like, wait, what about me? What about me? I'm like, "Fine. We're going to just start with 6 ladies and then there's always room for more. And, you might in your own practice have, for me, I definitely have a very close association with the West African goddess. Her name is Yemaya or Yemanja, depending on what part of the world she is venerated in. Ancient goddess who is called the mother of all. But she's also the one that you go to when you want a husband. So there's the Lakshmi aspect. We can find all of these archetypal connections. And when we bring these all together, it helps us to really live life in this abundant way, filled with beauty, right? As we all really endeavor to do. But what I would say about these 6 goddesses is that they comprise, again, this dimension called the pleasure queen. The pleasure queen has all these different dimensions and ways of making breakthroughs in the world, these ways of just more ease in how she approaches everything. Okay. So these are the beautiful council. So I'm happy to introduce them to you in this new way. And I want to give us time to do a couple of prompts. So let me, I'll read them, but I'm also going to copy and paste them in the chat. Okay. So you can use your computer, you can use a pen and paper, whatever works best for you. So the first prompt is, where are you now in your life and what feels stuck, stagnant, and unpleasurable? So what are the uncomfortable places in your life? What feels stuck, stagnant, unpleasurable? And I would say here, write down, I would say just qualities or bullet points, things, just kind of what just comes from the top of your head. So I'm just going to give it like a couple of minutes. And the prompts are on the chat. So if you if you feel like you're done, you can move ahead to the next one. Okay. Number 2, what needs to change so you can claim what you truly desire in your life? Third, what do you desire to call in with the power of your goddess? So look at the ones or the one that came through for you today. And what we discussed about her particular power and how can she help you? Find the thread between the other 2 prompts and how this goddess can help you with those things. Okay. So we're going to look at our different answers, and I'm going to turn off the recording for this segment because I think people, it'll get really personal. And if we're putting this in a public place, it's kind of like, again, the breakout sessions would never be recorded for these things because that's how we feel safe. And we create this container of comfort and safety that people can just be themselves. Okay, stop the recording. Okay, beautiful goddesses, we're back from our little breakout sections. And, so now we're going to look at the themes that have come up from our discussions. And one of the beautiful ones was one that Shirley Ann Aphrodite just brought up, and I'm going to ask her to tell us about this sense of, I was talking about how what I need to do is do my everyday life in a sacred way.
Yes.
Not that I'm not just eating oatmeal, but I'm putting in fresh cut strawberries and herbs and spices and putting my magic in it because I know that it is nourishing me. It's reminding me of how worthy I am, which is what I'm working on. Yes. And you had such a beautiful reflection on that, Shirley Ann.
Yes, what I was saying was that we say these are little things, these rituals where we, you were talking about the strawberries and the adornment of the meal and the flowers. And I feel I'm going to bring everything together, so hear me out. In today's world, we have the opportunity, the internet, everything has given us the opportunity to work less than in our traditional, the way it's been. So I feel we've been living here in our heads, and I'm not even going below the brain. Everything is about thinking and working, and there's this entire body, right, which remains. And what I'm looking to see in our world is where our time and our devotion and our commitment is equally spread out the way our bodies are spread out as compared to everything dwelling here. Right? And so when you talk about these rituals, these daily things, the adornment of the meal, the flowers, the bath, the time to nourish the body, I want to see a time in our lives where our 24 hours are allotted as pleasure queens, as women, as goddesses. Our 24 hours are allotted in proportion to the allotment. Our bodies say it all, right?
Yes.
So as compared to spending 8, 12, we've all hustled. We all know how to hustle. So as compared to grinding and spending 8, 10, 12 hours here, could it be, this is such a tiny fraction. 1 or 2 hours here of our waking, of the time when we're awake, of our waking hours. And let the 12, 10, 9, 8 be focused on the rest of our beings.
Yes.
Right? And so let there be time and space for nourishment. Let there be time and space for physical pleasure. Let there be time and space for adornment. Let there be time and space for beauty. Let there be time and space for lovemaking. Let there be time and space for everything as compared to squeezing everything to the side and work. I'm not saying we don't need to live, but we have such opportunities today to spend less time, less effort, and then living these Expansive life.
Mm. So beautiful. Thank you. Something that we really need.
Yes.
Something that we are definitely teaching. We are teachers. We are here to spread that message.
Absolutely.
I am in love with that. And the other big theme that came up was losing ourselves and being fractured and reclaiming that. And also, you know, that is also the realm of the dark goddess. It's that realm of the, you know, that Yael is going to be really taking us into the sacred work of the dark goddess, which is feeling your anger, feeling all the feelings that we're told are not pleasurable, and maybe they're not. But on the other side of feeling those things, we can receive pleasure again. They unblock us. They help us break through. And we were talking about Pele, especially that, you know, I've been feeling so much anger, and because I haven't been speaking up for myself, I have not been telling people what I really want. Instead of saying, no, I don't want that. It's like, well, okay, you know, but you're not feeling it. You're up in your head, up here, where you're feeling nothing.
Nothing.
You're feeling zilch. And then, you know, you walk away going, what the hell did I just say yes to? Why? And our bodies are that beautiful barometer that just, if we can take a deep breath when we're making those decisions, and the whole body, like when we were looking at those backs of those cards and didn't know which gods was on the other side of that, we were feeling in our bodies, yeses or nos, maybes, probablys, we were feeling things. Such a great exercise, and something that we're going to do a lot of in the Pleasure Queen Immersion. I have a ton of these kinds of exercises where you're just learning that it's not even just your psychic sense or downloading. It's the body is totally in tune with your environment and with what you need. So with that, I am going to say thank you to my beautiful goddess ladies for being here and for really sharing these insights that so many women really, really need right now. So we're going to take this beautiful energy, swirl it around us all day. Keep all of these things in mind as we're going through our day. And for those of you watching the replay, send me an email, write down in your journal what it is that you really got out of today, because we could share it tomorrow, because we have festival day 2. And we are doing, I think, 2 to 3 rituals, and Yael Wolfe will be gracing us with her amazing insight into the dark goddess and help us to get unstuck and find ourselves again. And then, of course, we have Sunday, but we'll talk more about Sunday tomorrow. We'll tease you on that tomorrow, because that's what pleasure queens do. We like to tease and tempt. All right. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, everybody. Here's to being a pleasure queen.